So if this is the kind of thing that freaks you out, you are in the right place today. I want to show you how to use those metallic glittery foiled eyeshadows. So if you look at this, you're like, wow, that's so pretty, but what the heck, how do I use that? I'm going to show you how. This is just like my go-to style. The types of shadows I select, the colors, just where I put them to make an eyeshadow like this kind of come together and just have a whole look instead of just like slapping it on your eye by itself and being maybe like, ugh, I don't know. So if you're interested in this look, stick around, let's go. All right, so we are launching in with some base. So I like to use the paint pot from MAC in the shade Painterly. And then I place this cream shadow all over my eyelid, the whole space. I'm covering from the roots of my lashes all the way up to my brow here, and all the way in the inside, in the nook right here. See? So you can kind of see the difference. Then I'm gonna go in with this gorgeous new palette I am trying out. It's from McGrath. It's the Mothership Sublime. It's the Bronze Temptation one because she has a few different ones. I'm going to dip into this nice neutral shadow here called Burning Desire. I'm going to take a tapered fluffy brush to dip into this sucker. I'm just going to place this color all over my crease area, okay? And if you don't have a super defined crease area like I do, you basically just place it in the same spot and you create the illusion regardless of your eye shape. So where your eyeball pretty much rolls off into your skull, that is where everyone's crease really is. And then when you start to feel that you don't have as much product on your brush, you can just tell as you move the brush around, you realize just not as much is going on. Then when you're at that point, you see I'm just taking the edge of this brush and just fluffing out those edges. So then I take another pointed tapered brush. You can see when you turn it on its side, it's a lot more thin. It's not so fluffy, so it's a little bit more precise. Right here, this is called Dark Paradise. So I'm going to focus that on the outer corner here. So I want to deepen out that outer third. When I do this technique, I'm just pressing that powder into the brush and then I'm doing the same motion on my eye. I'm just pressing the powder in. I'm not windshield wipering it everywhere. I'm just pressing it on where I want it. So hence also using a brush that is a little bit smaller, less fluffy, and you can be more precise with. And then when I have less on my brush, I'm going to start just kind of making more of a little bit of a line movement here and just placing it in the very, very crease center, just along that line there. All right, not bad. So we have this beauteous, gorgeous, metallic, sparkly, glittery eyeshadow. So this shade is called Joy 2, and it's the Shiny Pretty Shadow Collection by MAC. So I take the pad of my finger and I just swirl it around a couple times. So all you need to do is you have it loaded on your finger here, and see this lighter area just acts as the blueprint of where you're going to put it. Okay. So I like to just start where it is the lightest, where I have nothing except for that base primer cream shadow. And I'm doing the same motion. I always kind of just pat things down onto my face. And I just press it on and it just sticks on there. And again, you just dip in however many times you need to. So I just stick to that light area. And I'm pulling it downwards so that I'm not getting it up into the crease because I don't want it there. I want it to stay highlighted on the lid of my eye. See, I'm just staying low. And then I'm making sure it sticks really nicely to the roots of my lashes here. And then when I start to get to that outer corner where there's the dark shadow, I don't have hardly anything left on my finger, and that's when I'd start to just sandwich them. I just press over the dark a little bit, and then same with the edge, or sorry, the crease. I'm using the very, very tip of my pad here, and I'm just pressing in that crease there. So it's just a little bit more softened. That's all you got to do with something like this. So then you can take your pinky and dip in a little bit more, and then just add it to that inner corner here. Because you don't want to neglect your inner corner, especially for using sparkly metallic shimmery shadows. And there you go. It just kind of opens up the eyes even further. And that is it. That is the technique I like to do. So at this point, I just put on some mascara or mascara and lashes, which I usually do because my eyelashes just aren't very good. And then I complete my under eyes after I put on some concealer. So let's do that. So these are the Demi Wispies from Ardell. Drugstore, you can get them everywhere. In the meantime, I'm going to do my brows. Then I'm just going to add a touch of the 24-hour brow setter and just kind of hold things in place. Okay, I'm going to throw on a lick of MAC mascara. I press the mascara into the roots of my own lashes, and that just kind of presses them up into the falsies. I do this specifically with these drugstore lashes to really just help marry the lashes together and make it look just super blended and as undetectable as possible. Let's move on to the rest of the face. Let's get on with it. So I grabbed a sample at my local boutique, which is really fun. It's the Studio Sculpt in NC20. Now, I've never tried this before. I could be putting too much on, but I'm just kind of giving this a shot. It's the first time. I'm going to grab my beloved full coverage face buffer brush from Bobbi Brown. I love it that it's not too big, it's not too small. I am just pressing this into the skin. It's just that kind of motion, you know? My neck looks a little fairer, a little cooler, so this might be either oxidizing or have a little bit of too much of a golden undertone. So we'll see. I'll see how that goes. I'm exploring MAC, okay, guys? So I'm using their new concealer. It's the MAC Studio Fix 24-Hour Smooth Wear Concealer. And I actually grabbed NC25. I like to give this concealer just a few seconds. I don't go in instantly. Just let it breathe for a moment, you know, and carefully along my eyeshadow. Isn't that just soft and natural? I really am impressed with this concealer. I find that it's just really lightweight and fluid, but has actually quite good coverage. I'm going to use my all-time favorite under eye powder. This is from Laura Mercier. It's the Secret Brightening Powder. This is my third pot. I love it so much. I just love that it doesn't look powdery even though it is a powder. How about let's complete our under eyes and then we'll finish the rest of the face. I'm going to go back into Burning Desire and Dark Paradise for the under eyes. And we're just going to kind of mimic what we did on the lower lash line. Or sorry, on the up here. We're going to repeat it. Morphe E18. So it's a fluffy, soft bullet brush. I actually like to start in the center, because then I can kind of blend it outwards as well as towards the inner corner. So I just connect the outer corners here, like that. And I take her little sister, the Morphe E36, so it's more pointed and it's just smaller. I'm going to dip into Dark Paradise. Just kind of get it on the tip there like that. We have that squared away. I'm going to add that lick of mascara to the lower lash line. It's this one. It's the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so let's get color on the rest of our facial. Let's bronze this baby up. I'm going to use my Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion Bronzer in the shade 20M. It's just gorgeous and neutral and perfect, and it's a gel formula, and I just love it so much. This bronzer can do no wrong. It looks so natural, and yet you can build it up to be more intense. It's a shade that looks like a bronzer and a contour had a baby, you know. It's cool enough that it adds dimension and that shape, but it's also warm enough that it's just adding color. So I go on either sides of the bridge of my nose to give it some color and tie that coloring into the center of my face, the center of my face, so it's not just like slapped on my cheeks. It's like boop, 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 you know, kind of skipping around the face so it looks more balanced. So because I was noticing the foundation, even though I like the way it looks, it was kind of settling into my lines a little bit. So I'm going to grab my Bobbi Brown powder. This is the Nude Finish Illuminating Powder. It just makes sure that it's a more natural, luminous kind of powder. Like it's not going to be super flat. See, just adding that there. See how it set it, but it didn't just mattify and dull everything down. I'm going to use my Laura Geller Baby Blush. This is the Baked Blush in Brighten and Tropic Hues. A little baby one because it came as a kit. So I'm going to grab a smaller brush. This is an angled one from Bare Minerals, again, that I've had for yonks and yonks. I know I used this in college in 2008. Okay. I tried a lot of fun blushes, but these are my favorites, so I kind of default to them. I want to add kind of an unexpected twist to this look today. It's one of my more unique makeup pieces that I love to just throw in there when I can. This is a Bobbi Brown highlighter in the shade Opal Glow. I guess it kind of just looks pink on camera, but it is definitely more of that opal look. It has some different shifts to it. It has pink, peach, gold. It's, Yep. Really appreciate this in my life. I'm just going to put it on the tip of the brush there and just pinch it and then put it up on my brow bone. Freak, this camera's awesome. So our final touch is to add a lick of something on the lips. I have my NYX lip liner in the shade Nude Suede Shoes. This is a waterproof lip liner. It's quite creamy. I think this would look really nice. Whoop. Then I'm using my gorgeous Buxom full-on lip polish in the shade Erica. Just a gorgeous pinky sparkle that I just think would look delicious. So I'm debating between these two. I think purple would be kind of fun to tie in. But maybe blue. Let's try blue. So this is my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide on Pencil in the shade Accuse. Even though I love this look and we're really technically done, I just felt like we could use a fun little pop in the waterline. And see how it looks really soft and kind of diluted? I actually let the eyeliner set for a second and then I put more on top of it. And then it makes it more metallic like this side. Okay, so I think that that was a really fun addition to the whole look. I think it helps to marry the iciness and the slight blue star of a show on our eyelids, as well as the like subtle hints of pink. The pink and blue I think look really neat together. So I hope you guys enjoy this look and you feel a little bit more encouraged to explore and be creative. So I hope you like it and I will see you next time. Take care.